Hello everyone, good morning. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, can somebody confirm that? Okay, perfect. Cool. So as you all know, today is our last session. So I would again encourage you guys, please ask as many questions as you want related to yeah, if you want to start some other journey or whatever queries you have had in last 15 days, right? So please do ask all the queries, all the questions you have. No question is stupid or silly. So I would really appreciate if you guys, today is your day, right? So today is this extra day. I got it for you guys. So I would be really glad if you talk more than me today, right? If you, I mean, if you chat, if you post all your questions, whatever you have. Okay. So with that, let's get started. So today what we are going to do is first I will do what do you say? There is two more case study which I want to cover today. Actually one more. So one more I will do it that is related to text, because so far we have not dealt much with text. So I felt let you give that flavor as well. So we are going to that text based case study. Then we are going to revise, because so far I have got request only for numpys and pandas. So I'm going to quickly recap that. Okay. And then I will take a break. If you, in case you guys have any question and queries, we can clarify that. And in case you don't have any queries or questions, we can go back to the quiz. Okay. Because first I'm giving you a chance to ask as many questions as you want. If you as guys don't want to ask, then I will ask questions and you will have to answer. Okay. Cool. So let's start with the homework which I gave you yesterday. So can I think all of you can raise your hands, right? So tell me one thing, how many of you tried or at least seen that blog? I shared one blog yesterday, right? I gave you one homework, that Jovian blog. This one I'm saying. So how many of you actually just, I mean, okay, first tried it out. How many of you really tried it at your own? First raise those guys' hands. Okay. One, two, Priyanka, Suraj. How about others? Abhi, I know there are very few people. They will join after some time. But still, yes, I know it will be difficult. But okay, at what piece you think it's difficult? But already all the explanation is being given, right? So what I said is, even though you don't try, but at least try to read it. So can you tell Amit at which section you felt it's difficult? So I mean, I don't mind. I can walk through that block. If you most of you guys feel it's difficult and you want me to walk you over, I can do that as well. But I need majority of the people saying that. What happened to other guys? Acha, how many of you just look at it? Just did a shot to completely read it from end, start to end, and by reading the explanation, did you find, whether it is, are you able to understand that whatever it's being written there? So, how many of you tried reading it at least? No one. So only two or three people only tried. Okay. Papu Sethi tried. Okay. But still, there are very few people, right? Only 5 and 6 responses I'm getting. And I believe close to 100 people joined the session. Now it's 30, but towards the end, as we move, daily I'm seeing daily around 200 people are there in the session. Okay, those who have tried, a big round of applause for you, because that is the first step you have taken. And those who haven't, I will again encourage, please go through that. Okay, because it's, I I found I was, I looked so many blogs and still I choose that one, because I felt that is somehow easy to understand yet have a some level of difficulty. You mean, this was not a simple blog, right? If you ask me what, at based from basic to advanced, this will fall in some intermediate level. क्योंकि अगर मैं आपको simple level दूंगी, then again you will get overconfident. I don't want to do that at the same time, right? I want you guys to learn new things, and that's the reason I selected that blog. So please do try, give it a try. Okay, and yes, pandas manipulators to get. Okay, so Priyanka asked first question. I worked without using open dataset libraries. I directly downloaded them from the Kaggle. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine. I mean, it's good that you figure out the other way, right? So it's completely fine. The whole point was to get the data set. Now you get it from open data set, or you directly go to Kaggle and download it and use it. It's good, right? So Fatima is writing pandas manipulators to get info, those statements. So uh, I did not follow. So are you asking these things from the blog? Or Amar or Bharat, are you there? So is it possible, at least for today, can you give access to these guys to speak up? I think speaking up will be faster.
1 minute, ma'am. I will check.
Yeah, just change that for today.
Yes, they can unmute themselves now.
Okay. So finally, you guys now have a voice. So you can directly connect, I mean, speak up one by one. So yeah, so Fatima, you can go first. So can you tell more what problem you're facing? You can unmute yourself now, Fatima. Okay, anybody else has any question or further question, they can ask right away related to the blog. Else we'll move on to the new topic. Uh, Amar, they are saying that she's unable to unmute. Can someone else also check? Priyanka, can you check if you can unmute yourself and speak?
Actually, I gave the access of to all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, even she is saying that she is not able to unmute.
1 minute.
Okay. Yes, Fatima. As I said, right, I will be walking you through both NumPy and Pandas library today. Right, so those your doubts will be covered over there. Yeah, I'll not. I will be talking more about the implementation part of it. Some examples. Yes. Okay. If there are no questions, meanwhile, Amar will figure out how to unmute, how you guys can unmute yourself. So I'll not waste much time. So let's go through it because we have a lot of things to cover today. So this is another very nice blog I found. So let me just quickly copy paste this in the chat so that you guys can save it for you. Okay. Yep. So far, whatever we have seen, right? These many blocks. So we have seen how we can, deal with the numerical data, categorical data, right? But one kind of a data which was, we did not see much of that. That was text data. So I thought of, walking you guys through that. So that's what we're gonna be focused today. So let's take this blog, right? So in this, what we will be learning is what all different kind of techniques are used, right? So I always say that Python always deal with numbers, like you get the models, right? What I mean to say is, for the modeling, for the analysis, you it's easier to do into the analysis numbers rather than a text. So everything whatever is given to it, it always has a tendency to convert into a numbers. And that is what we will learn today, how we can convert text into different kind of numbers, and what how we can extract various features out of it. So to give you an example, have you guys heard that about sentiment analysis? I think I have
Yes.
already spoken about it, but I will still talk about it again. So sentiment analysis is nothing but, let's say you have written a statement, or you have said a statement, right? You have written a review. Now what is the sentiment of it? Whether it is a positive review or a good review or a bad review or a negative review, what kind of sentiment it has, right? So that is what we will be learning today, how we can measure the sentiment of the text. So what do you guys think, how it is actually done? So to give you a very simple example, right? So each and every word has its polarity, right? So whether it is positive or negative, so each and every word have some numbers associated with that, right? Positive numbers or negative numbers. So simply, I am telling you very simple example. Like actually, it is not done like that. It used to done long before, but now it's not. But just to give you a perspective, how it's done is, for example, good might be having a number of +3, average might be having a number of +1, bad might be having a number of -3. Correct. So that is what all these things I mean, so already there is a dictionary which measures the sentiment of each and every word. And for a simple reason, whenever you write a sentence, you will have an, instead of that word, you will get that value or a number, and you will simply add up all the numbers, and whatever is the final score, whether it is positive, higher side, or negative side, or zero, close to zero, you will say whether it is a positive sentence, negative sentence, or a neutral sentence. That is a very, very easiest method I told you. Okay. But it does not happen nowadays. It was very old technique. But whatever techniques now also used, underlying thing is remaining same, that you have to convert text into numbers. Now how you do that, that is getting different, that is getting more and more advanced. Okay, so that is what we are going to learn today. Just give me a moment. Cool. So right, so let's say now there are model also which is being built जिसमें आप सिर्फ text pass करिए and it will give you a score. So now how exactly it's done? It is extracting some feature out of that text. So what we are going to focus today is, we are not going to learn how to build a model, because that is part of a data science thing. What we are going to learn is how we can extract the feature out of the text, because that is what data analyst job is. Okay. So let's see, understand. Okay. So what is basic feature extraction? How can I extract these kind of basic, features out of the data? So first of all, we'll read the data set. Okay. So again, this is for the Twitter sentiment data set, right? So you can download the data set from here. I have already shared the link with you guys, right? Uh, I think now you guys have access, so you can check again. Right. Okay, so then we'll be reading this data set. So as I said, this is a Twitter data sentiment analysis, what we are doing. So very first feature is number of words. Okay, so let's say you have said an entire sentence, right? So this is a tweet of each and every user. So सबसे पहला feature what you can generate is word count, like how many total number of words are there in a sentence. So that is also, I mean, even though it seems simple, but it's a very powerful feature. कि हमने जो बोला है, whether it's a one word, two word, three word, 20 word, 15 word, like that. And how you can do it? Simply, let's say you are just having this in the CSV, this tweet column, in which you are having the entire sentences whoever has wrote. I believe there is a 200 word limit, right, in Twitter. So that is what you will be having, maximum of 200 words. So what you can do is simply split this into the uh, words and just count it. So how you can do it? Simply, आप देख सकते हो word count के लिए you have taken that column. You can always do this apply function, right? And on what you want to apply is simply on this column, wherein you are just taking that as an input lambda x, and you are just calculating the length of what you are splitting this x, right? You're converting into str, splitting it with this number of space, and thus just calculating it. Okay, that's how you count the word. To give you example, I mean how it can be done, simply let's say if you have a sentence, right? Let's say if you have a sentence that this is, sorry, this is a beautiful day, right? So now what I can do is simply I have to split it, right? So I can split it. Number of words कैसे split करोगे आप? Space से, right? That's how you count. So sentence dot split, I already told you this command. You can split with a separator called this. So now if you split, simply you can calculate the length. That's all. That's what it is doing. It tells you 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what we are also doing here. Same thing, right? Length of strx, only I have added str over here just to make sure, because as I said, right, we are importing this from a CSV. So it may happen that something is a number or something else, but I want to make sure that everything is converted into a string. So I am simply putting str, so that whatever is that, it is simply you just convert into a string and then split, because otherwise it may give you error. Okay. So once you do that, you already got how to count the word from a sentence. So you already got this feature. Now another thing, important feature is number of characters. तो वो भी आप काउंट कर सकते हो. उसके लिए सिंपली आपको क्या करना है, कैरेक्टर काउंट में आपको सिर्फ लेंथ करना है. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल सेम थिंग, विदाउट स्प्लिटिंग, इफ आई जस्ट डू लेंथ ऑफ सेंटेंस ना, you can see that it will give you character count. By default it will give you जितने भी character है, including space or any special symbol, it will just give you that, because for this string is a list of character. I already told you, for Python, string is a list of character, and if you simply do the length of string, it will give you how many characters are there. Cool. So उसके लिए आपको कोई splitting की जरूरत नहीं है. Right, so now you have got number of characters and number of words as well. Okay. Sorry. Then you have average word length, that also you can calculate. How you can do, simply आप ऐसे calculate कर सकते हो. You can just sum of length of word divide by length of words, that you can do, right? So you have splitted the sentence, right? So these are the number of words, and what you are simply doing is uh, sum of length of word for word in word. So let's try to do that, right? And let's try to understand how it works. Okay, so let's see. Right, so instead of running this function, I'll tell you one by one. So what is this word? Basically, simply if I do sentence dot split, what happens? This is all by default splitted with a space, right? So my words are this. Now length of word in words, what does it mean? So this is my list of words which is already splitted. Now what I'm saying is length of word of sum. So what does it mean? Let's see this. So this is 19. And why it is coming? तो आप simply क्या कर रहे हो? Length of word क्या है? Right? Because that is what we are trying to capture. Correct, isn't it? So so what I'm doing here is I'm simply putting a for loop in this. So I'm just counting for what is the length of first word. So that is 4. Then again, what is the length of first word? Second word, it is 2. Then again, third word, it is 1. Fourth word, it is you can count. And then last word, it is this. And then simply add it up. Okay. So, so eventually it is nothing but equal to length of sentence. Just that you have to subtract how many number of spaces are there. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces were there, so either you can do like that, or you can just count how many spaces are there and you subtract it from length of sentence. तो उससे आपको number of words का length पता चल जाएगा. Correct? And फिर finally आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप कितने नंबर ऑफ वर्ड्स थे, 5 थे, उससे आप डिवाइड कर रहे हो तो आपको एवरेज वर्ड लेंथ पता चल जाएगा. क्लियर? अल्टीमेटली व्हाट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन कि टिपिकली मेरा जो वर्ड है उसका एवरेज लेंथ कितना है. तो अगर इस सेंटेंस में 5 वर्ड्स है तो व्हाट इज माय एवरेज लेंथ? सिंपली आई विल काउंट सवरे वर्ड का लेंथ कितना है, डिवाइड बाय 5, एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव डन. 19/5 is my average length. Clear? So far we learned how do we calculate the word count, how do we calculate the character count, and how do we calculate the average word length. So these are the three features which we learned so far. Now let's see number of stop words, because this is also again another feature, right? How can I know number of stop words? So सबसे पहले what is stop words? I'm not sure if I have told you or not, but what happens is there are certain words, right, which we name as stop words. So for example, and, or, not, all those words which are very much generic, right? So, and typically it is considered that they do not add much purpose, so they are mostly like, pronunciation ho gaya, he, she, so in fact I can show you the entire corpus. So basically all these words are stored in a library. So for NLP there is a for okay, so NLP is nothing but the stream of text in Python which deals it natural language processing. तो सिमिलरली देयर इज दिस लाइब्रेरी कॉल्ड NLTK. तो जैसे अभी तक हमने पांडास नंपाई पढ़ा था फॉर न्यूमेरिकल डेटा एंड कैटेगोरिकल डेटा, सिमिलरली NLP या टेक्स्ट डेटा के लिए यू हैव दिस NLTK डेटा, NLTK library. Okay, so from there if I get this you can so already there is a predefined stop word list. तो किसी ने already stop words की एक list define कर दी है, now you are calling them that you want that tell me what are the stop words in English, because English language ka you want, right? So you can see all these lists. So I, me, myself, we, are, ourselves, she, has, below, both, each. So I cannot tell you exactly on what basis, but like maybe for so many research, they might have find out that these words are not so relevant in majority of the case. So that's why you will see people whenever they do the pre-processing, right? So abhi hum pre-processing step kar rahe hain, like right. So that time they just remove stop words. You will hear this a lot. If let's say in future you get to work on text data, you will say that let's remove stop words. क्योंकि होता क्या है, these words are considered to be just a subject, support for a sentence. They do not contain any actual meaning of the sentence. Clear? क्योंकि आप खुद देखना ये लिस्ट में, यू कैन ऑलवेज ट्राई इट आउट. ये सारे वर्ड्स हैं वो एक सेंटेंस को सपोर्ट करेंगे, right? They will never form a sentence. So that's why all these considered to be stop words and not so important. Again, I am not making this as a generalized sentence. Sometimes we have seen that if you remove stop words, your performance decreases. So if stop words are actually important sometimes, but I am talking about majority of the generalized case कि typically हम stop words या तो हटा देते हैं और we count it and put it as a feature. Okay, so let's do that. Then how do I count it? Simply मैंने stop words का एक list store कर लिया, what all stop words are there. Now how do I count that whether how many stop words I have in each sentence? Simply I will put this apply function because I want to do that column wise operation, like for entire column row wise operation. So on this column I have applied apply lambda x. Now what is this x I want to do? I will be splitting it, right? And if x in stop, then I will keep it, otherwise I won't. Okay, so let me copy this thing and I'll show you how it is working. Okay, so what I have done is here if you see what is x, so let me, so sentence, let me give. So what I'm doing is sentence split था मेरे ये 5 words थे, right? This is my sentence split, correct? Words is my sentence split. So what I'm checking is each word one by one I'm checking that if it is in stop, so it is if this is in stop list, then you keep it, otherwise you don't. Okay, so let me remove the length first. If I show you, see This is what you got. So in this list, this is a stop में आते हैं and beautiful and day नहीं आते हैं. So that's what it gave you. That and how it is working. Simply आप for loop लगा रहे हो for x in this. So for x in that entire list, and I'm keeping x only if x in stop words. Otherwise, it won't. Okay, so that's how you read it. And now what I'm doing is I'm simply calculating the length, and you will see 3 is the answer because there were 3 words. Okay, so that's how you are counting number of stop words in the entire sentence. So that's how you have got it, and you have put it as a another feature. Okay, cool. Then you have number of special characters. So again, number of special characters you can count. So for example, in this case, we want to see how many sentences or how many words were starting with hash, because I see I am not a Twitter person, so I may not know what all these means, but what I believe, maybe hashtag they do, right? So they want to see how many special characters are there or special words are there. So that again same thing, just that if x in stop की जगह, क्योंकि अब मेरे को stop words नहीं, मुझे ये check करना है कि कितने words start होते हैं. So how many words are starting with hash symbol in an entire sentence. So that's what I'm counting. So as you can see here, first में 1 हुआ, then यहाँ पर 3 हुआ, यहाँ पर 0 है, like that. Okay. So again, this is very much particular about Twitter, at least this thing, this special character. Now for your problem statement, you may be interested in some other thing, right? So you have to figure that out. So for that, you should have domain knowledge, and based on that, you can create your own features. Okay. But all other features are very much generic, that counting number of words, checking how many stop words are there, right? Characters are there. Then number of numerics. So number of numerics you can check कि how many of digits. So simple same चीज है, just that you are checking if x dot is digit. I have already told you all these things, right? तो आपको आप कोई भी चीज अगर digit है या नहीं, you can check that, right? So to give you thing, if I say is digit, you will say it's true because it's a digit, right? और यहीं पे मैं s add कर दूंगी, so it will be false. So even though it's a string, but it can check whether it is a digit or not. Okay, so that's how you can count how many number of digits are there within this. Okay, then number of uppercase words you can count. So simply आप check कर सकते हो x is upper or not. Simply आप lower case भी कर सकते हो अगर if you are interested in that. So these kind of a basic feature engineering हो गया. Now let's do basic pre-processing. So what all different pre-processing steps? तो जैसे हम numerical data या categorical data में करते थे, right? Finding missing values, checking outlier. इस केस में तो ये सारी चीजें possible नहीं है, right? अगर यहाँ पे missing value है, अगर कोई चीज मेरा सेंटेंस मिसिंग है, तो यू कैन नॉट इम्प्यूट अ मिसिंग सेंटेंस, यू विल हैव टू ड्रॉप इट. करेक्ट. आप पूरा का पूरा सेंटेंस कैसे फिल करोगे, राइट? क्योंकि नो सेंटेंसेस आर गोना बी सेम, नो टू यूजर गोना बी पेस्ट एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग. तो यहाँ पर कोई आप मीन, मीडियन, मोड, ये इस तरीके की चीजें यू कैन नॉट चेक, तो यू विल हैव टू ड्रॉप इट. ओके, तो यहाँ पर वो एक नल वैल्यू वाला चीज चला जाता है. दैट्स व्हाई हियर देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्री प्रोसेसिंग स्टेप. Okay, so now what are different pre-processing steps? First of all, we try to make everything generalized and even. So if you have many uppercase, capital letters and all, so everything we try to lower it down, right? Everything we try to convert into a lowercase. And how we can do it? Simply like this. तो सबसे पहले I am doing x dot lower for x in split. मैंने सबको पहले lower में convert किया and simply I am joining it back so that I can form the sentence again. So what I did here is I will explain again. I first splitted the entire sentence, right? I run a for loop word by word. Then मैंने उस word को lower किया. Then again now it is a list, right? So if it is a list, then I have to join back again. So that's why I have joined it. Cool. So if I have to show you this, let me show you this as well. So x dot lower for x in, let's say sentence split. So as you can see here, everything is now converted into a lowercase. Now मेरे को वापस से इसको join करके एक sentence बनाना है. How can I do that? join with a space. That's all. So you see now it has become a sentence. So that's how I converted everything into a lowercase. Okay. Then removing punctuation. This is also again very important step. So simply there is something called str replace. So any what we are searching over is anything which is not word or space, you just remove it. तो देर आर टू वेज, या तो आप अपने स्पेशल लाइब्रेरी है आप उसको डिफाइन कर दो एंड से दैट जहां भी ये आता है आई डोंट वांट दैट वांट इट, और एल्स व्हाट वी आर डूइंग हियर इज सिंपली दिस इज अ रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन में हमने पढ़ा था राइट. सो व्हाट इज दिस, दिस इज अ वाइट लेटर, एनी लेटर, एंड दिस इज स्पेस. And what I'm saying is this symbol if you put, iska matlab I don't want it, right? So what I'm saying is wherever you don't have a space or a letter, you replace it with a blank, right? So iska matlab kya hai, jahan bhi कुछ भी और होगा except your letter and a space, it will be removed. तो जैसे आप देख सकते हो hashtag @ everything is removed now. Okay, so we do this because actually it is not of much use, right? Punctuations and all, so we simply remove it. Okay, I'll just take a 1 minute pause in case are you guys following, are you guys it is too fast, or any questions if you have, I can clarify that first. No further question? Okay, I hope everything is clear to you guys. Right, so then you can remove the stop words as well. How you can do it? Simply आप सेम चीज वही कर रहे हो, आपने पहले स्प्लिट किया एंड इफ एक्स नॉट इन स्टॉप, तो मैंने बिल्कुल उल्टा किया. पहले व्हेन आई हैव टू काउंट इट आई वाज डूइंग इफ एक्स इन स्टॉप देन जस्ट काउंट, बट नाउ व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज if x not in stop, so you will have everything which is not a stop word and simply join it back. So if I run this statement on my sentence, what will I get is just a beautiful day. That's all. You see, beautiful day. I have got the entire sentence without a stop word. So that's why if you think English wise, it won't be proper because you have a missing words in between. But it will be just a bunch of words. It won't be a proper sentence. Okay. Then you can do a common word removal. So what does it mean? You can actually, count the entire thing. So what happen is, whenever you are doing certain analysis, let's say if I tell you uh, that data is about Twitter, right? So हर एक सेंटेंस में आप देखो फ्रीक्वेंट, यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया है, वी हैव जस्ट कैलकुलेटेड फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ द वर्ड, ईच वर्ड, राइट? तो व्हाट आई हैव डन इज सिंपली जो भी जितने भी मेरे ट्वीट थे उनको मैंने स्प्लिट किया, राइट? और फिर उसको क्या बोलते हैं, ज्वाइन किया एंड देन उसका वैल्यू काउंट किया. तो बेसिकली जितने भी सारे सेंटेंसेस हैं उसमें जितने भी वर्ड्स हैं कितनी बार आ रहे हैं दैट आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग. तो यूजर इज कमिंग अराउंड 17,000 टाइम्स, लव इज कमिंग अराउंड 26,000 टाइम्स, डे इज कमिंग अराउंड दिस मेनी टाइम्स, सो ए इज कमिंग अराउंड दिस मेनी टाइम्स, right? So this a was a special symbol, that's why it did not got removed with stop words, right? This u is coming because sometimes you will be removed, but this sometimes people write u in shortcut, right? So that's why it was not removed, right? Now tell me one thing, is it important, is this u is important, is this user is important? User word I'm talking about. Love, if you ask me, yes, it might be important because if I'm trying to capture the sentiment, love is a good word for the sentiment calculation, so I no way I'm going to remove love word. But I'm looking for certain words which are very common in all the all the tweets and are not adding any value. तो वो तो मतलब ऐसा हो गया, आई ऑलरेडी नो इट्स अ ट्वीट डेटा, तो आई ऑलरेडी नो यूजर आएगा ही बहुत बार. Similarly, let's say if I tell you you have to do some analysis of a engine data. Okay, so what if in every sentence engine word is coming? Okay, because it is not a part of stop words, it has not been removed, but you know कि वो engine data है तो सारे sentences में engine आएगा ही, right? So it is not adding any value to your analysis. So you should be aware about such words and you should remove such words because those are not going to add value. Those are something which is already known. तुम्हें पता है ये engine का data है तो engine word तो आएगा ही, right? You know if it is a car servicing data, car और service तो आएगा ही हर एक sentence में, क्योंकि हर कोई अपना review लिखेगा ना. कार सर्विस वॉज गुड वॉज नॉट गुड, तो ये जो गुड और नॉट गुड है ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. कार सर्विस थोड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि मुझे ऑलरेडी पता है कार सर्विस का रिव्यू है, तो कार सर्विस तो रहेगा ही. Correct? So this is also one kind of a pre-processing we do. We call it as common word removal. So we try to find what are the common words in almost all the tweets and we try to remove it because we want to remove all those noise and just leave with a few words and then do our analysis. Is this step clear? Why do we do common word removal things? Reason is clear. I hope it is. So how we do it? Simply आपने ये frequency most frequent word निकाल लिए and simply आप वापस से वही कर रहे हो जैसे आपने stop word में किया था. If x not in stop, simply if x not in frequent, you can remove it and simply just join the sentence back. So now if you see your this first sentence which was user father dysfunctional, now it has become this. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yep, sorry about it. I just, yeah, okay. Then you have rare words removal. तो जैसे common words removal होता है वैसे ही if there are certain words which are just coming once or twice, that also actually is not much important. So for example these kind of things, right? 8:50 a.m. Seman Gupta Pagi. If you actually do these kind of analysis, na, that time you will get even more confidence about it. So you yourself will see. You tell me one thing. Does any of these word make sense? Looks like some kind of a typo or some kind of a there was no proper spacing given and all, right? At least in this case, kindest and bravest. I'm not sure why somebody will wrote it like this. Oh, could it be? Maybe because of the space crunch they have written without spaces. But these things doesn't matter, right? These things are not useful. So likewise you can actually remove the rare words also, like maybe let's say last 10 words you can remove and simply just clean your data more. Then you can do some spelling corrections as well, right? So how you can do spelling correction? So there are various libraries which does that for you. So similarly there is this text block library, so you can call that import the text block. There is this from text block from the text block library. You can port this function and simply do uh, you know str correct. So let's try to do this. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I think I will not have this, so let me install it first. um, Meanwhile let me copy this. Okay, so let's say I have written apple. Let's see what happened. There is some. Okay, this is an apple, right? Let's say if I apply, so that's what it does. So it could have done apple also, but it did apply. So what happened is, like, how internally, I'll just give a quick overview how it is done doing it, right? So it has a inbuilt dictionary of certain words. Okay, in fact it not certain words, so many words, all possible combination of words it already has this dictionary, and it try to match with that one by one. तो हम इसको fuzzy matching बोलते हैं. Okay, again, I'm not going to too much detail, but I'm just telling you overall concept that how it correct the sentence or a word, right? Basically, it just try to put one by one कि मैं क्या change करूं, what thing I should be changing or what character I should be replacing that I will match the exact word from that list. So there is a lot of calculation going on, right? At the back end when you are simply seeing this one single word, right? It is not that simple. There are, you can imagine, more than 10,000 plus words in the dictionary, and it is trying to match one by one that from which word it is matching more, more similar, and then try to put say that that is my word. तो हो सकता है apply word पहले आ रहा हो apple के. I'm just taking a guess, right? So maybe that's why you might be seeing this, right? So let me give it a try, right? So yeah, so I was just checking if I change something, then what it does. So see, APLB, it was most common, it was most, matching what it was able to found was all. So I'm not saying that 100% your correction will be, spelling correction will be right with this, but most of the time it does. So it solves the purpose, right? So that's how you can do the spelling corrections also. Okay. So once you do that, then you have tokenization. Yes. So now we are actually moving towards the model building steps. So more advanced pre-processing steps, I should say. Right. So what is tokenization? Token is nothing but we have already sentence, right? So the entire sentence I'm breaking down into multiple tokens or multiple words. So that's what we call tokenization, right? So it refers to dividing the text into a sequence of words or a sentence. Okay, so in our example, we have used the text block library to first transform our tweets into a blob and then converts them into a series of words. So if already we have applied this, so you can directly just say dot words. So you will be getting the word list. And let's say if you have not applied text block, you already know, right? You can simply split it all your sentences. You will get a list of words and then you can club it. So that's what tokenization is, right? Already you know how to do it. Simply आपको send dot split करना है. That's all. If you split it, you already have a list of words, right? So this is nothing but tokenization. You have break it down your entire sentence into a list of words. Clear? Then you do the stemming. So this is another important concept, right? Stemming, and there is another thing called lemmatization. Okay, so what does it mean? Running and run. These are two different words for Python. But tell me one thing. Are there really two different words? No, both means run. It's just that they are different kind of forms of work. Correct? Similarly, butterfly and butterflies, right? So those are same word only. It's just that one is singular and one is plural. Okay. So what we want is for our analysis, most of the time is we don't care if it is butterfly or butterflies, right? It has to be a just single word for us. Similarly, या तो वो running है या और कोई form है ran है, it doesn't matter for me because all I'm focused is who was running or who was running. So it doesn't matter. I only am focused on about run word. Okay, so sometimes we have to do this standardization. तो हम इसको stemming बोलते हैं. Okay, stemming जैसे नाम से भी आप समझ में आओगे तो it refers to the removal of suffices. तो जो लास्ट में वर्ड्स आते हैं लाइक ing, ly, s, es, इस तरीके के वर्ड्स को इट सिंपली रूल बेस्ड अप्रोच है एंड इट सिंपली कट इट डाउन. तो एक तरीके अगेन यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग फॉर दिस. एनएलटीके में ऑलरेडी देयर इज अ पोर्टर स्टैमर है जहां से आप कॉल कर सकते हो एंड सिंपली यू जस्ट डू दिस st.stem and you give the word and that's all. So your word will be stamped for this. Okay, clear? So basically it is all we are trying to standardize our words. So you can think like this. A very similar approach is हम लोग standardization और normalization करते थे, right? Numerical words का. If you see, वो भी मेरा range है entire numbers का. I try to put it in between 0 to 1 or -1 to 1, right? You can refer all these steps similar to that. We are trying to standardize our text. कि हम पहले सबको लोअर कर देंगे, हम रिमूव वर्ड्स हटा देंगे, वी विल रिमूव पंचुएशंस, देन वी विल डू दिस स्टेमिंग ऑपरेशन. Okay. Now similarly there is a lemmatization approach also. These two are very very same. The only difference between the two is that it will be leaving you with a more meaningful words. Okay, so it is more effective option than stemming. So I never prefer stemming, I always prefer lemmatization. So, I mean, even though they have done here is just to tell you that there are options, but always do lemmatization. Never try stemming. The reason I'll tell you, because it converts the one word into a root word. Okay, rather than just stripping the suffice. तो यहाँ क्या है, ये सिर्फ चेक करेगा कि li है तो हटा देगा. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो वर्ड है हमारा apply, correct? Let me show that in fact to you guys, then it will be even more clear. Okay. So if I do st dot stem and if I do with apply, you see you got this APPPLI. Have you ever heard this word term? At least I have not. This is not an English word. So that's what does. Stemming simply आपके पीछे से चीजें clip कर देता है. It does not match whether it is a perfect word or a actual English word or not. जबकि अगर मैं same चीज पे lemmatization apply करूंगी, तो you can see the difference. So for this, acha, this is mhm. So I am getting some error. Uh, okay. So basically, this error has to do with the NLTK library. So what it says is resource wordnet not found. Please use the NLTK downloader. So what happened is, even though you have this NLTK library, but there is this NLTK downloader also which you need, right? I'm not gonna download that as of now because I know it will take a lot of time. So it is already telling you solution. You just have to run this command, but I'm not going to run it because I know I have seen this past. It takes around 15-20 minutes because it's a really very big thing. If you want, you can try it out at your own. But all I wanted to show you is, अगर आप इसको run करोगे तो it won't trim it. It will give you the answer will be apply only. So because it knows, it makes sure that whatever root word you are getting, that is actually a proper English word, not just some random words. And stemming simply does not check it. That's the major difference between the two, and that's why I was saying that lemmatization you should use. Okay. So I will again ask you a question. Are you clear what is the difference between a stemming and lemmatization? Why we should choose lemmatization over stemming? If somebody asks you, will you be able to answer? Okay, good then. Cool. Fine. Then now we are moving to advanced text processing. ठीक है, अभी तक हम कर रहे थे, हमने बेसिक देखा, फिर हमने इंटरमीडिएट देखा. नाउ वी आर going further advanced text processing step. Okay, so we have done all the basic pre-processing steps in order to clean our data. Now we can finally move on to extracting feature using NLP techniques. So wherever this NLP terms coming is, this is natural language processing technique. Okay. So actually n-grams and all whatever concepts I'm going to teach you right now, right, it is coming to the advanced level. So even if you are not getting everything out of it, that's completely fine. Give it some time, right? You can read this block again and again, then I think things will be more clear to you guys, right? But I will try my best to explain you in a very simple way. So what this n-gram means is, it has the combination of multiple words used together. Okay, so when n equal to 1, which means that it is unigram, n equal to 2, it is bigram, and n equal to 3 is a trigram. Okay, तो very simple. अभी तक हम जैसे word split करते जा रहे थे, right? We were just splitting the words with a space, right? तो actually में हम unigrams create कर रहे थे, because I am considering a single word, right? Now similarly I might say, because ऐसा होता है right बहुत बार कि एक word का single meaning अलग है, but a word put together with some other word it has a different meaning, क्योंकि उसको context मिलता है. Correct? It might happen, because I might say, to give you a classic example, I am saying food is good. Okay, sorry, let's say my review says food is not good. Okay, so food is not good. अगर मैं सिर्फ यूनिग्राम एनालिसिस कर रही हूँ तो मुझे क्या मिल रहा है, मुझे नॉट भी मिल रहा है और मुझे गुड भी मिल रहा है. टेल मी वन थिंग, ये नलिफाई नहीं हो जाएगा? अगर मैं आपको अप्रोच बोलूं कि सेंटिमेंट एनालिसिस ऐसे होती है कि नॉट का एक -3 है, गुड का +3 है, दोनों मिलके तो नलिफाई हो जाएगा, तो सेंटिमेंट मेरा न्यूट्रल आएगा. बट इज दिस करेक्ट? My sentiment is clearly clear cut, it's negative sentiment, right? It's not a positive or a neutral sentiment. I'm clearly saying that the food is not good. Okay, so how do I solve this problem? Because I know that not good put together add more value than just not separate and good separate. अगर मैं बाईग्राम्स, इस केस में मैं बाईग्राम्स को कंसीडर करके वेटेज दे रही होती, तो आई नो दिस इज अ नॉट गुड थिंग. The not good is also a negative value. It doesn't have a positive or a zero value. Not good has a negative value. Okay, so that's where bigrams gets important, कि जिसमें आप assume कर रहे हो कि ये दो word एक single word की तरह act करते हैं. You can think like that. Similarly, trigram मतलब three words together. Food not good. Even better. Even better score you will get. You can clearly saying food is not good. Clear? So that's what this engrams is, and I already told you why it is so important. Because most of the times your unigrams analysis are not so helpful, because individual words might have a different meaning put together with a nearby words. So ये pairs create कैसे होते हैं? They do not create randomly. They create in a certain order. So let's try to understand with that, right? So as I said, unigrams do not usually contain as much information as comparative to bigram and trigram. The basic principle behind engram is that they capture the language structure, like what letter or words it's likely to follow the given one, right? The longer the engram or the higher the n is, the more context you will have to work with, the more accurate you will get. But what is the problem? The problem is it will become even heavier and heavier. आप जितने ज़्यादा एनग्राम्स बढ़ाते जाओगे उतना ज़्यादा वो कॉम्प्लेक्स होता जाएगा प्रॉब्लम. सो दैट्स वे यू हैव टू फाइंड कि कहाँ, व्हाट इज योर बेस्ट एनग्राम. टिपिकली वी कंसीडर बायोग्राम और मैक्स ट्रायग्राम, हम ट्रायग्राम के ऊपर नहीं जाते हैं. Okay, so optimum length really depends on the application. If your n-grams are too short, you may fail to capture important difference. On the other hand, if they are too long, you may fail to capture general knowledge and only stick to a particular case. Okay, so let's quickly check that out. So what you can do here is, let me say that if I do this, will it work? So in here, I'm simply giving this sentence. So see, this is like that. Wanted to generate a engram of 2. So this is a beautiful day. So it follows a order. So it will say this is a one bigram. Then is a second bigram. So it follows a order. It is ये this beautiful का combination नहीं बनाएगा, क्योंकि it will always go in a sequence. So this is a first two words, then is a two word, another word, then a beautiful is another word, then beautiful day is another word. So a word might repeat, but it will not be jumbled up. Clear? Similarly, अगर मैं 3 का बनाऊंगी, it will be this is a, फिर is a beautiful, फिर a beautiful day, like that. Okay, and अगर unigram 1 का बनाना है तो you already know this is a beautiful day. Clear? N-grams, bigram, trigram, how we can create it and why it is important. Any questions so far? Okay, perfect. So that's how you can generate the n-grams, right? Then once you have generated the n-grams, you can calculate the term frequency. So term frequency is nothing but how many number of times a word is appearing. As simple as that. So what is term frequency? Number of times that particular word has appeared in a particular row divided by number of terms in that row. So basically that will calculate as a percentage. So you know that how many times that particular word has appeared in that particular sentence. So that is what the weightage is. Okay. How you can create it? Simply up. You can create it like that. You are simply counting the value count of this access 0 sum index, and simply you are just calculating. Okay, so I'll repeat again. If you really want to understand much deeper, you can actually follow this article, but I think I have already explained you enough. So for example, in this case, this is a beautiful day, so there is a no word which is repeating. So हर एक का term frequency 1 divided by 5, that is around 0.2 होगा. Clear? But imagine agar this is a beautiful day and it is a sunny day, so day has appeared twice, so term frequency day ka hoga 2 divided by total number of words. Let's say if it is 10, then it is so day ka frequency double hoga baki और other terms के. Similarly अगर third आ रहा है तो 3 times आ रहा है तो third frequency होगा. And the reason why we want to capture it, because we want to see are there any words which has more weightage than other words in a sentence, because that is what important is, right? क्या मेरे कौन से वर्ड कितनी बार आ रहे हैं, so that is what important. So we call it as term frequency. Okay. Then we have inverse document frequency also. This is also very important. Okay. So why it is important? So as I told you, right, the very same reason जो हमने जो common word हटाया था, for the same reason we calculate inverse document frequency. So for example, मान लीजिए as I said, right, same example, car servicing का data है और let's say food review का ही data है. Okay. So food अगर I because food was not, somehow food was not removed in a common word thing. Imagine like that, okay? But let's say food is coming, in still so many times it is coming in all the reviews because it is about the food review, correct? So do I want to give more weightage to food word? Answer is no, because it is coming in all the mostly all the sentences. राइट हो सकता है वो कॉमन वर्ड में नहीं आया हो बिकॉज देर आर अदर वर्ड्स विच हैज कम ऑन द कॉमन वर्ड लिस्ट, राइट? बिकॉज मैं एक सर्टेन फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ वर्ड्स ही क्लिप करूंगी ना, पूरे नहीं करूंगी. मे बी टॉप 10 फ्रॉम द लास्ट एंड टॉप 10 फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट. हो सकता है वो टॉप 10 में नहीं आया है बिकॉज देर आर अदर वर्ड्स विच वर मोर कॉमन टू दैट, राइट? बट स्टिल इट डजंट मीन दैट इट इज important, because it is coming in almost all the documents or all the tweets. I don't want it because that is simply useful information for me. ओके. सो तो ये टर्म फ्रीक्वेंसी का बिल्कुल अपोजिट काम करता है. टर्म फ्रीक्वेंसीज कि वो पर्टिकुलर वर्ड उस सेंटेंस में कितनी बार आ रहा है, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट माय टर्म फ्रीक्वेंसी. इनवर्स डॉक्यूमेंट फ्रीक्वेंसी इज बेसिकली कि वो वर्ड कितनी बार मेरे सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स में आ रहा है. तो इफ आई शो यू द फॉर्मूला फॉर दैट आईडीएफ, राइट, इट इज n is the total number of rows and n number of the rows in which word has present. तो लेट्स से अगर मेरे पास 10 डिफरेंट ट्वीट्स है और उसमें से 10 की 10 में आया है तो इट विल बिकम log 1, सो दैट इज 0. तो इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई विद दिस, सो एक्चुअली में आप हर एक वर्ड के लिए आप टीएफ कैलकुलेट करते हो, हर एक वर्ड के लिए आप आईडीएफ कैलकुलेट करते हो एंड देन यू मल्टीप्लाई द टू. तो व्हेन आई विल मल्टीप्लाई विद दिस टीएफ ना, it will become 0. The weightage for that particular term will become 0. And that is what actually I want, because that's, I just now I said, right, if that particular word is appearing in all the tweets, I don't want that to be useful or to be coming in top or like that, right? So that's how you calculate TF and IDF. Clear? Any confusion? So no ma'am, what does it mean? Is it clear or you want me to repeat? No confusion. Okay, perfect. So you are aware now, because these two concepts are very, very important. If you want to start something in text now, trust me, these are the very basic thing जो हर कोई assume करेगा that you know TF-IDF. Again I will repeat, TF is वो particular word उस particular एक tweet में कितनी बार आ रहा है. I don't care about other tweets. I just care about that one single tweet in which that word is appearing. So that will tell me if that particular word is appearing multiple times in that tweet, इसका मतलब वो important है. But at the same time, if that particular word is appearing in all the tweets, इसका मतलब वो important नहीं है. Correct? ऐसे आप याद कर सकते हो. And that's why you calculate the IDF also, inverse document frequency, जिसमें कि आप ये चेक कर रहे हो कि वो पर्टिकुलर आपके टोटल डॉक्यूमेंट्स कितने हैं और कितने डॉक्यूमेंट्स में वो आया है. तो अगर जैसे जितना ही वो नंबर हाई होगा उतना ही वो आपका लेस इंपॉर्टेंट है. Okay, cool. So that's where you multiply the two, term frequency and IDF frequency, to actually get the overall weightage of that word. So for each word you will get this weightage, TF and IDF. You have simply multiplied the two. So as I said, आपका दोनों TF ज़्यादा होना चाहिए for a word to be important. TF should be more and IDF should be less. Okay. Actually, sorry. Where you have already taken the inverse of it, right? So if you take inverse of document frequency, then it should be more, but it is other way around, right? Because it is already inverse, so you've already taken the log of n by n, right? So you want your denominator to be low, so basically denominator to be low, uh, right? And then this particular thing will be more, then particular thing will be high, right? So this TF-IDF determines your overall score of it. So we can see that TF-IDF has penalized words like don't, can't. So as you can see here, right? Uh, I'm just trying to show you some examples. Yeah. So as you can see, TF-IDF has penalized words like don't, can't, use because they are commonly occurring word. However, it has given high weightage to disappointed. Okay, since they will be useful in determining the sentiment of the tweet. Okay, so we don't have to calculate TF-IDF every time beforehand and then multiply to obtain TF-IDF. Instead, sklearn has a separate function to directly do that. तो अभी तक मैंने आपको थोड़ा लेंदी प्रोसेस बताया था because I want to show you guys step by step, but already Python has the solution for each and everything. So what it is saying is you don't have to calculate them separately. Already there is a function in this sklearn library which you can use to directly obtain it. So what you can do is already sklearn feature extraction text में TF-IDF vectorizer है. All you have to do is just call this vectorizer, say that lowercase is true, maximum feature. So again, अगर आपने lower case में मान लीजिए नहीं किया है normalize, then also you don't have to do it. This will do it for you. You just have to say कि lower case equal to true. Then analyzer word है, stop word you give, so it will remove stop word also. So जो भी pre-processing steps है ना, already it will do it for you. Everything has been packaged and put in one single function, TF-IDF vectorizer. तो आपकी लाइफ कितनी इजी हो गई. आपको स्टॉप वर्ड हटाने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't have to normalize the things, right? And then n-gram range also you can give here. आपको separately n-gram range create करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, and everything you can do it with this. You guys want to try? Let's see. Simply मैंने ये कॉल किया है, then right, so let's say n-gram range I'm giving 1 say 3, ठीक है, because I have one single word. So TF-IDF transform tweet, let me give this one sentence. Okay, I think it will. Okay, the reason why it gave me error is because it is a list, right? Because it is a list of string I should give. I gave just one single string, so that's why it was giving me error. So let me create that list first. So sentence equal to, it's a list. So my first sentence is this is a good day, right? Then my second sentence is this is a bright day. Okay, so let me give this to, right? You see it worked now. Okay, it has to have a list. A string cannot work. Now let's see what I have got. So I have got this vector. So how can I check it? Simply how can I check it? As you can see here, 2 cross 5 sparse matrix I have got. तो इसका मतलब क्योंकि मेरे पास 2 sentences थे, so that's why I have got one vector for each sentence. And now this is of 5 length. So I'm just checking train vector में क्या क्या चीजें हैं. This is the data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But why 6? Let's see what all information we can get. Okay, let's see. Because I think in here we will see that, right? So I was just thinking, how can I expand this and show the vector? So let me one check that, right? How to check, how to expand TF-IDF as a vector, how to expand. So this is this function what we have put, right? So I just want to see the results. So that this is the use case you can find, right? So we have given the corpus, so it's a list of sentences. So I've simply called TF-IDF vectorizer, then I have simply did the fit transform. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, so vectorizer fit transform, that's what we have done. Right, so train vector, if I do, these are features name. So features name as in what all different words we have taken, right? So there was a bright, because we removed stop words, na? Because we gave stop words English. So already stop words are removed. So this is to remove ho hi gaya hai, right? Then there is something called day, God, and bright only left. So that's why you, if you see, you and I did the engram range. So 3 was not taken because simply 3 will not be considered. अगर आपको 3 भी देना है तो आपको 4 देना चाहिए इधर. So only to bigrams has been changed. So if you see what all words were left remaining, bright, bright day, day, God, God day. So actually instead of good day, I typed God day. So that's why. So all these words were remaining. I just wanted to show you guys the vector. That's what I'm trying to find. How can I do that? So if I do the print shape, okay, so iska shape if I do, that will be 2 cross 5. Okay, why 5? Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's why there is 2 cross 5 vector, because each sentence, so this sentence will be having a vector of this, right? So I think that's what it was coming. Let me check what is the type of this. Okay, so this is CSR metric, na? So actually we have to see how to check this metric. How to view actually. I don't want to check it, how to view. I want to view it, right? Okay, I think it is two array. If I do, it should work. So let's say if I do x equal to, sorry, x equal to train vector to array. Let's see if it worked. No, to array not found. Um, oh, it's to array. There is no underscore over here. Oh yeah, it worked. So you see, that's how we have got the vector. So I hope you guys are here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'll explain in English one more time. So let me summarize whatever we have discussed, right? So what I did here is, what this TF-IDF vector does is simply, already there is a sklearn feature matrix. Just make it TF-IDF vectorizer is the direct function which you can use. So in this function, what I'm saying is you can already give the maximum feature. So it's nothing but maximum feature, matlab number of columns, you can think like that. So in this case, it is 5. So we have given 1000. It's too much. Okay. So let's say in this case, अगर मैंने यहाँ पर 4 दिया होता, राइट? तो यू सी ये मेरा जो शेप है अभी 2x5 की जगह 2x4 हो जाएगा. You see, one is clipped. So basically what I'm telling is, as I said, right, every text is converting into a vector or a number. So that's what happening here. Okay, so you can think like this is my number of tweets or list of tweet. So each tweet I have to convert into a vector. Okay, clear? Now, how can I do it? First approach is TF-IDF. Now, how it is done in TF-IDF? Each word, like first of all, you are creating that entire dictionary, right? Entire list of words which you will be keeping. तो सबसे पहले आप केस को लोअर करते हो, you do stemming and all those pre-processing steps. So again, within this function, you can directly do that. This lower case thing and a stop word thing, you don't have to do it separately. Within this, you can do it. And again, you can give the n-gram range also. So let's say if I want to give range of 4, which means that 1, 2, 3, it will consider 3-word range also. So what it will do is it will remove the stop words, it will normalize it, and then it will create a range of this. So if I do that, and if I show you what all words it has got, so you see, just a second. Right, so TF-IDF, now I'm running it again. Oh, okay, because my sentences were ending here, so that's why it was not ending. So, okay, so now I have added. So as you can see here is, these are all my features. So you see now it has increased. Bright, bright day, day, day happy, God day happy, right? So I have got some one word which was 3. Why earlier it was not coming? Because there was no sentence in which 3 letters were there. There were only 2 words in each sentence, because बाकी सारे stop word से हट रहे थे. Let's say if I don't remove, I just remove this, right? You see now you will see many more. You see now there are so many features. So now these are some of the features. So you can think your metrics will be कि आपके पास एक sentence है. Now how will be that vector? तो ये सारे आपके columns हैं. You can think like all these are columns. So if to give you answer, so let me first add that, because I want to show you in short form. Okay. So these are my features, right? So this is my vector. Okay. Now what this mean? X, let's say 0. Okay, so why it is, so let's try to understand how they have got, right? So what is my first sentence? First sentence is, this is a good day and I am happy. Okay, let me show you this, right? This is a sentence, correct? So now what is the first word? Bright. So tell me one thing, is there bright in this sentence? No. That's why you see value 0 over here. Is there a bright day in this sentence? No. That's why it is 0 over here. There is a day over here? Yes. And that's why you see some value over here. Is there a day happy in this? Even more, yes. Right? Because day happy is coming here. Together it is coming because I have removed stop words. So even though it doesn't look like together here, but you will remove stop words, and then if you see, then it comes together. Day happy comes together because and I am will be removed in stop words. So that's why you see it has more value than zero point 0.3. Okay. Then is there God? Yes. Is there God day? Yes. Okay. Is there God happy? Day happy? Yes. So that's why you see a bigger, even more higher values. Clear? How this, so this is what you have converted your entire sentence into a vector. Similarly, आप second sentence देखो. Second sentence ये है, this is a bright day. Right? So this is a bright day. तो यहाँ पर bright है, yes. तो इसीलिए bright और bright day पे value आया है and day पे value आया है. उसके बाद देखो सब zero है because there is no day nothing. तो जो मेरा term frequency था for this it was 0. And that's why, and if you see this score, it is TF into IDF. So आपका term frequency was getting 0 for all these other words, and that's why it was not coming. But now you have learned how you can convert your sentence into vectors using TF-IDF. Clear? And this is what I wanted to show you. That's why I was taking so much time, because I wanted to show you vectors, how those look like. Clear? Any doubt? How can we convert sentences into a vector? And why do we have to do it? I have already told you. If you have to build a model, you will have to convert them. Text से काम नहीं चलता. Everything you have to convert into a numbers or a vector. No questions? Okay. So if no question, then let's take a quick break. So today I'm not going to give you a big break. Let's take 5-minute break. Uh, Hypothesis and A and B testing will not be possible, Priyanka, today because already we are running short of time. I have to complete this and I have to revise NumPy Pandas and then I have to take quiz. So it is not possible. But yeah, like if you want, I can try to find some good links and share with you guys so that you can read at your own. And still, if you have any confusion or anything, you can reach out to me over LinkedIn. I can try to answer that over there. And uh, like as always, like I yesterday also recommended, so all these things has been covered in detail in that data science course. So if you are really interested, you can enroll for that. Okay, then let's take a quick 5-minute break. So let's be back at 12:30, right? And then we'll quickly finish this up. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is back. So let's get started quickly. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. So can somebody confirm, please? Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's quickly finish this blog. So we are actually towards almost end. So that's how you can, convert in text into a vector, right? A sentence into a vector, and then you can use it for any purpose. So typically, it is used for model building and stuff like that. That you can do. And as I said, there is something called sentiment analysis. Also, you can do right away. So whatever pre-processing we done, right? So there is this text blob which gives you the sentiment analysis. So to give you example, let's say if this is my sentence list, so if I say simply what is my first sentence and what is sentiment, as you can see here, it says polarity 0.8. So which means that it says it's a positive sentence because it's a positive number and a very high positive sentence. Similarly, if I say first sentence, I mean the second sentence, it is again a positive, but as you can say, it has a lower value. So it is zero point 0.8, here it is zero point 0.7. And the reason could be very simple because I have here twice a God day, happy, right? All these are positive words. Here it is just one positive word. Similarly, if you see this second, it has negative zero point 0.7, right? Because it says I wrote that this is a bad day, correct? So that's what, as you can see here, we have, you can calculate the sentiment of each sentence after cleaning it up all. So this was a quick demo I wanted to give you about the text analytics, right? uh, and yeah, before I forget, Priyanka, as you asked, I have already shared the link for the two very good blogs which I found on hypothesis testing and A and B testing. So you, all of you can go through it, whoever is interested. And in detail, if you want to learn about it, you are most welcome to enroll for data science course. uh, okay. Yeah, any questions, then yeah, just let me know. So this is the sentiment analysis. Then word embedding, I'm not going into that. Just that, just to explain you that already there are various universities, Stanford, Google, Facebook, they have developed a library जिसमें आप सिर्फ words डालिए and they will give you a vector. And अभी तक हम देख रहे थे हमने सिर्फ vectors up to us, right? 5 or 6 or 10. They can give you a vector up to 300 size, starting from 50, 100, 200, 300, based on your capacity of computational resources, your use case, you can get that vector length. तो as you can see, आपको सिर्फ ये डेटा लोड करना है फेसबुक लाइब्रेरी से, इसमें कि जैसे मान लीजिए आपको गो वर्ड का वेक्टर चाहिए, यू विल गेट दिस. तो इसको हम बोलते हैं वर्ड टू वेक. ओके, कॉन्सेप्ट आई हैव ऑलरेडी टॉट यू. सिंपल है, वन लाइन कॉन्सेप्ट. मुझे सेंटेंस को वेक्टर्स में कन्वर्ट करना है. वन मेथड आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, TF-IDF. हाउ डू यू डू इट, राइट? वेरी सिंपल वे है, आपको सिर्फ कॉन्सेप्ट पता होना चाहिए. ऑल यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट कॉल फ्रॉम द SQL library and put it on your sentences. That's all. Similarly, यहाँ पर you just have to download that model from Facebook or whatever model you are going to use, and simply put that word into that model and it will give you a vector. So you can see it is will give you a vector. Okay, so yeah, that's all it has in this blog. So with, I'll just take a pause in case is there any question related to text and all. Otherwise, we'll move on to our pandas and NumPy quick recap. So if you guys have any questions, we can take that up first. So data science is also EDL. Uh, EDL, I mean, exploratory data analysis, you are asking? EDA? I'm not sure what do you mean by EDL. You guys still cannot unmute yourself? Oh, Okay, it's a EDL program. No, so for that, I think you can reach out to ExcelR team. So anyhow, they will be sharing some more information towards the end. So stay tuned for that. So all these questions you can directly ask to those guys. Any other question related to text or whatever we learned today? I hope that was interesting because I feel kind of more interest toward text than a numbers. That is again, I mean, my personal interest. Your interest might be different. Okay, with no further ado, then let's move on to the quick recap of NumPy and Python, NumPy and Pandas. So again, as you said, I'm gonna quickly recap and only focus on whatever is important, because if I'm gonna do recap, it's not possible, right? But I'm gonna focus whatever is most important and with examples. Okay, so what are the important things in NumPy? Right, so it's mostly for creating the arrays, dealing with arrays, handling with arrays, right? All these things. And your pandas is built on NumPy. So there are very few operation which you will use from NumPy, but most of them you will use from pandas. Okay, so simply आपको NumPy को load कैसे करना है? Import NumPy as np, right? So very easiest thing, let's say if you want to create an array, you can do that. Just say np.empty and give the size. So let's say if you want 2 cross 2, and you can also mention the type. The d type is whether it is int, string or what. So the difference between an array and a data frame is, in array it has to be of same data type, all the elements, no matter if it is all int, no matter if it is all string or some other functions, right? Or some other data type, but it has to be all homogeneous data type. Whereas in data frame you can have heterogeneous kind of a thing. So you have already seen कि एक column मेरा string होता है, another column it is numerical, right? So all these mix and match you can have, but not in array. As you can see, that's how you can generate the array. Okay, you can also generate arrays of zeros, like you can give np zeros or np ones also. Just give the shape and it will be generated. So if you will give 2, it is just 2 cross 1. If it is 2 cross 2, then it is 2 cross 2, like that you can see. Okay, and then all the basic arithmetic operations you can perform, like adding up two arrays, subtracting two arrays, but you have to make sure that it is of the same size, right? Because it will perform those operation element wise. So for example, in this case, if you add up, you will get, these kind of a thing. So if you add these two, you are simply getting element added. So 5 plus 2, 7, 72 plus 5, 77, right? 13 plus 10, 23, and 100 plus 30, 130. So this is the output you are getting from this. Similarly, आप इसको np dot add भी कर सकते हो, right? आप या तो simple a plus b कर दो, या फिर आप np dot add भी कर सकते हो, right? You can add like this a plus b plus c, multiple arrays together. Okay. Whew. Okay. Then subtraction you can do a minus b or np dot subtract. It will do element wise subtraction. Multiplication भी आप कर सकते हो, element wise operations होते हैं. Division भी आप कर सकते हो, right? Then we'll come to the indexing. Indexing is nothing but accessing the elements within the array, right? So how you can do a indexing? Simply, let's say you have generated this element, आप उसको access कर सकते हो. It start with 0, right? So 0 1 2 3 4, like that you can index. So that you can do indexing. Then you can do slicing also. So how you can do a slicing? Simply आप access कर सकते हो arrays को. So for example, where it is, yeah. So let's say if you have this big array, right? So this is a big array and you want to access it like this, right? So start, stop and step. So let's say from where you have started, right? And then where you want to stop and what is the step. So start is -8. -8 matlab last say 8th element. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, that is 12th. So you have started with 12th, moved on to still 17th index by 1. So that's why you've got this. आप कैसे भी इंडेक्सिंग कर सकते हो. गिविंग स्टेप इज नॉट नेसेसरी, यू कैन जस्ट डू इंडेक्सिंग लाइक दिस. सो व्हाट इट विल डू, स्टार्टिंग से 10th एलिमेंट कौन सा है ये, और यहाँ से आपको इट विल गिव टिल फुल. Okay, similarly you can not give this and just give 10 over here, so you will access first 10 element. So with this slicing you can do the indexing and slicing operations. Okay, uh, then there is this, this is of not much use. Okay, what else? So yeah, so see NumPy में इतना ज़्यादा use नहीं होता है. You also might have seen, right? So most majority of it is with the pandas. So pandas is not a standalone library. It is built on NumPy. तो eventually जो आप pandas में addition देखते हो या ये सारी चीजें देखते हो, it is getting leveraged from NumPy only. Right, but NumPy के वैसे भी ज़्यादा functions नहीं है. Already these functions like creating arrays and adding up 2-3 arrays, stacking it up, or indexing and slicing. Only these are the major operations which I just showed you. Right. So let's focus more on the pandas library. Okay. So in pandas, simply up pandas import pandas at pd करके you can call, right? And then in here you can entire column is a series, and multiple series put together it is a data frame, right? So as you can see here, import pandas as pd, import numpy as np, right? Then this is your array. Okay, so let's say this is your array and you have created a series of it, and you can see that series has been created. So you have converted your numpy array to a series, panda series. Similarly, data frame, it is a two-dimensional size. It is mutable. So another important thing is for both arrays and data frame, it is mutable. Okay, so mutable matlab you can change it. You can change the element by simply accessing the index locations. So for example, creating a data frame, simply आप pd.data frame list को आप data frame में convert कर सकते हो. So this has been converted into a data frame. You can create a data frame using CSV as well. You can simply do a read CSV and just read it. Okay, then you can do the filtering of data frame as well. So we already saw, right, df dot filter, and then you just say that what all filters you want to do, right? So for example, this in applying filter function, right? So simply आप filter में आप दे सकते हो कि species में क्या filter लगाना है, इसमें क्या लगाना है, इसमें क्या लगाना है, like that you can select. Okay. Then you can sort the data frame. Simply आप df dot sort values करके, let's say by this column you want to sort length sentiment. So by default it will be sorted in a ascending order. So starting with the small to larger. Similarly आप multiple columns भी दे सकते हो to sort it out. Then you have group by function we learned. So in this group by function we saw that how we can use it, right? We can create multiple groups, and then either we can do a transformation, or we can do a aggregation, right? Or we can do a what was it, that filtering kind of a thing, right? So what we can do with that, right? So first of all आप group by से आप split करते हो multiple groups में, उसके बाद उस पर functions apply करते हो, and then you combine things. So this is the entire process of grouping by. So for example, in here, if you have a data frame where teams, and then there are different teams, right? So if I ask you, I want statistics team wise, which means that I want to split your entire data into multiple teams, correct? So let's say if there are three teams, Boston, Utah, and Brooklyn. So which means that entire data set I want to split it into three teams, right? So that is what splitting happened. And then I want the different statistics of different groups, right? So which means that I may want to apply a function that is a aggregation I want to see. I want to know how many, what is the, weight, average weight of all the people in each team. तो ऊटा का एवरेज वेट क्या है, ब्रुकलिन का एवरेज वेट क्या है, शिकागो टीम का एवरेज वेट क्या है. आई माइट बी इंटरेस्टेड इन एवरेज एज of the team member, right? So all this, what I did is simple aggregation, I mean simple splitting and then aggregation, because I'm getting one number for the entire group. So okay, so that's what aggregation is. How you can do it? Simply आप data frame define करिए. In here you already know that this is name and age, address, qualification. You just have to do first group by name. So you have already created multiple groups with a name, right? So you have how many name? J, Anuj, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And 5. So entire data set has been divided into 5 groups. So as you can see here, ये मेरा पूरा data set था, and after creating the groups, you can see over here is you have Abhi 32, Anuj 24, right? Because age remains not same, but yeah, okay. So it has been divided into a group. So I'm just checking. 32. Okay. So, okay, I am accessing actually the first element, right? So what is happening is in here, that's why you are seeing the first element, whatever. अगर आप G के first ना करके, you will just do the entire group. So you will see 2 rows for these group. Because let's say for Anuj, there are 2 entries, right? Anuj 24 age and Anuj 36 age. Correct? So you will see 2 entries, but there will be only 5 groups because there are 5 different names. Right? Now you can do the aggregation, transformation, and filtration. So let's say for aggregation, you can do sum, average, standard deviation, all these things, right? So you can simply do group apne create kiya and then do a aggregate NP sum. So as you can see here, you have simply added up. Anuj has come down to 60 because here if you check, Abhi was a single number, so that's why it was 32, but Anuj was having 24 and 36. So if you add these two numbers, you will get 60. Similarly, J has 27 and 22. So if you add up, you will get 49. And that's what you were seeing here, 49, right? So because you have said that group wise, I want to combine. So for entire group, you are getting one single number. Okay, clear? Any confusion or doubt so far? Okay. I would like to hear from someone else also. I know Priyanka, I mean, she is very prompt in responding, but how about others? You guys feel lazy to type or what? Okay, good. Then let's get going and finish it up quickly. Then you have concatenation of different data frames. So let's say you have a 2 data frame. So I already told you, you can concatenate horizontally or vertically. So if you want to combine it, so in pandas, x is equal to 1 is column wise and 0 is row wise. Always remember in NumPy is it just opposite. Okay, for some reason, I still don't know what is the reason. Maybe two different people developed it together. I mean, it's, on a different time frame. Okay, so then you have can simply PD concatenate. So as you can see here, ये मेरा df1 था and df2 था. I have done x is equal to 1, that is column wise. So that's why you are seeing here the final data frame looks like this. So you have name, age, then you have address, qualification, because it is a column wise, right? So columns are getting added. ओके, तो सिंपली आप ये देख सकते हो कि यहाँ पर इट हैज जस्ट फॉलोड द ऑर्डर. यहाँ पर की का मैच नहीं होगा. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर यहाँ पे की 2 पहले था तो इट विल जस्ट स्टैक ब्लाइंडली, इट वोंट ट्राई टू मैच द की. Okay, if you really want to match some key, then this concatenation is not the option. Then you should go for merging the data frame if you have a common key together. Okay, so in merging the data frame also there are 4 types. As I said, inner join matlab so there are two. You define first data frame, that is your left data frame. Then you define your second data frame, it's your right data frame. So when you say inner join matlab whatever is the common key, that data only you will get. If you do left outer join matlab whatever keys are there in your left, you will get it, left data frame. Similarly right outer join में जो right keys है सिर्फ वही आएंगी, right? And full outer join में दोनों साइड का की आएगा, and wherever the data is not there, it will simply put missing or any values. Okay, so let's see example. तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास 2 data frame है, right? And simply we are merging it on a key. So without, I think you don't give by default, it's a inner join. So as you can see here, We have K0, K1, K2, K3 and here also K0, K1, K2, 3. तो यहाँ पर दोनों side का keys are same, so that's why you don't see much difference. So that's why when you have simply done that, right? So you are just getting this data frame. So there is no issue. You were having 4 rows here, 4 rows here, and you have got 4 rows over here because it was a complete key match. But imagine, let me find. Okay, so there is not example is not here. Um, let me show you that example in case. Okay, let me show you that example. I think it was in this only. Pandas tutorial weeks. Yep. So in that we learned, right? Joining. Yeah, this one. Yep. Here, right? So this was the one. But let's say, you have this, right? So this is on the multiple keys, left outer join, right outer join. Yes. So like in this case, I have, you can define, there is an argument called how, like that you can define whether it is a left join or right join or inner or outer join. So if this is a left join, as you can see here, in the left key you have, what do you say? So in both the keys you want to match, right? Key and key one. So you have K0, K1, K1, K2, K0 and K3, K1, right? And in here you have. So which is the, so it will always only take all the keys from the left only. So if you see, this is same as the left because this we want left join. Okay, and it will put name and age from here. Now address and qualification ke liye, wherever it will match it will put the value, and wherever it will not match it will put null value. So as you can see, it has matched K0, K0, so it has put Nagpur and BTAC, but there was no entry called K1, K1. It was K1, K0, but K1, K1 was not there, so it has put null value for both the things. Similarly K2, K0 it has, so it has put Allahabad and BCom, but K3, K1 nahi tha yahan par, so it put null value. सिमिलरली अगर राइट ज्वाइन होता तो ये वाले कीज और ये डेटा आपको मिलते, एंड वेयर एवर इट विल मैच विद द लेफ्ट वैल्यू इट विल हैव नेम एंड एज, अदरवाइज इट विल बी अ नल वैल्यू. Okay, so it depends upon you how you want to pull the data, left join, right join, inner or outer, all depends on your use case scenario. आउटर का केस इफ यू वांट टू सी, यू सी सारे कीज हैं तो आपके पास पूरे कीज आएंगे, जो कॉमन है वहां पर सारी एंट्रीज होंगी. तो लाइक 8, टोटल 8 रोज थे, राइट? 4 हियर 4 हियर, but here you don't see 8. Why? Because 4 were common in this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 were common, and only 2 were there which was not common, and that's where you see the null values. Okay, sorry, 4 were not common, 2 were common, so that's where you see the entire values. So this one was entire value and this was one entire value. Other place में क्या हो रहा है, दो जगह पे यहाँ पे null value है, दो जगह पे यहाँ null value है. Clear? So that's it. I think for pandas there is nothing much important. I mean, we have already covered quickly. Then visualization and all already we have recently covered, so I'm not gonna walk you over again and again. Box plot and all. तो अगर हाँ आपको किसी ने उस दिन box plot का explanation पूछा था, तो it has a very good explanation over here. Let me cover this also quickly. Right. So how do you read box plot? Right. Somebody was asking. So as you can see here, this is a typical box plot, right? तो जो मेरा left whisker होता है, right? How do I read it? Let's just read it one by clearly. Okay, so it is a very good visual representation when it comes to measuring the data distribution. So it clearly plots the median, outlier, and quartiles. Understanding the data distribution is another important factor, which leads to better model building. So in this, what happens is minimum is shown as the far left of the chart, that is the left whisker. तो हम इन जो blue line है इसको हम whiskers बोलते हैं. तो this is your left whisker and this is your right whisker. Okay. अगर ये vertical होता तो हम इसको सेम ही रहता, हम इसको bottom whisker बोलते और इसको top whisker बोलते. तो up to you. But one of them is minimum and another is maximum. Okay. So this is your minimum point, right? This whisker point. Then you have this first quartile, Q1, right? Then you have your median value, correct? Then you have your third quartile value, that is 75th percentile value. Then you have your right whisker value. Okay, so if you might say, Neha, that if this is your min and maximum value, then why do you have these outlier, right? Because ideally then this point should be, this line should be here, right? If this is the minimum point. So that is not the case. तो होता क्या है, how it is drawn, typically whiskers आपके पहले draw नहीं होते हैं. सबसे पहले आपका quartile 1 drawn होता है, Q1 draw होता है, then median and Q3, ये सबसे पहले ये box draw होता है. That's why we call it as box plot. So this box is important. Then this length is measured. We call it as IQR, interquartile range. So the length of 25th percentile minus 75th percentile, this is the length. And as you can see here is this value, this whisker where it is drawn, Q1 में से आप minus 1.5 IQR करते हो. So that's where you get this line. Similarly, ये वाली line Q3 plus 1.5 into IQR करते हो. तो ये आपकी रेंज आती है. अब इसके अलावा और जो भी वैल्यूज हैं, all other values which falls beyond this line here and beyond that line there are called outliers. Okay, and simple reason, because what is considered is all the data falling between this range, right? Q1 minus 1.5 and Q3 plus 1.5 are acceptable, and anything which is falling beyond, whether it is positive side or a negative side, lower side or a higher side, it is an outlier. Very simple reason, and that's how box plot has been plotted, and that's how it shows you outliers. Okay, इस तरीके से आपको बॉक्स प्लॉट दिखते हैं. मिनिमम है, मैक्सिमम विस्कर है, एनी पॉइंट्स which is beyond here and here, they are called outliers. Okay, you can see like that. Cool. I am already also again sharing this link in case you guys want to go over it. So I am done now, at least speaking from my side. So if you guys have any question, we can take this 5 or 10 minutes to answer all those your queries. If not, then we can directly jump to quiz so that you guys will speak. And after the quiz, I will hand it over to ExcelR team. So now this is your time. You can ask whatever you want to. You can ask, if you don't have to ask anything, anything as of now, to ask anything, whatever we have covered technically, you can ask about my experience. You can share your experience. You can ask your career related, any switch, kind of a switch if you want. So you feel free to do that. Yes, Adanki, you want to ask something?
Madam, excuse me. Good afternoon, madam. Are you listening me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
Madam, regarding what is that, madam? Regarding, I have doubt about so, histograms, madam.
Histograms.
Madam.
What is the doubt?
But my doubt is that, that doubt, is it possible to make, for example, I am having some my what is that called? So I am having some tables, madam. For example,
Mm-hmm.
marks and intermediate marks and degree marks and marks.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
could we plot the histogram by these tables? Is it possible?
Yes, 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 you can. I have already shown you example. If you open my material, you can simply read it in a pandas data frame, and simply with that column, you can simply do give a data column dot hist. That's all.
Okay, madam. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
madam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Yeah. So, and Papu asked about dev type. What do you mean by dev type? Which kind of dev type you are referring to? If you can, I think you can unmute yourself. It is faster rather than typing.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it is there in the blog yesterday survey with yours. So I check once that there is a dev type. Just a second, sir, ma'am. I will check that point. So can you explain that dev type? Just a second.
So that's what if can you show me that or can you message me that where because I don't know what dev type you meant. Are you referring to development and production kind of environment or what you are referring?
Just a second. Yeah.
Meanwhile, others have any question they can ask. No further question. If you guys are not going to ask question, then it next will be my turn. I will ask questions. Did you find Papu?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Just a second. We'll share
Yeah.
it. Can I share my screen?
Just try it out if you can.
Okay. No, actually, we don't have
Can
information.
can you just copy paste that in one or two line around that? What is that you are trying to show me?
Ma'am, here is dev type field contain information about
Your
role
voice
held.
is breaking. So can you copy paste that entire thing and put it in chat if possible?
I can't remember because I connected from mobile.
So you connected through phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So in which blog it is? The Jovian blog which I shared yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell? Okay, I think I'm sharing my screen. So can you tell me exactly where it is?
Yeah. It is employment section. There in
Which
employment
section?
section.
Which section?
Employment. Employment.
Employment.
Yeah.
Requirement. Uh,
Just a second. Education level, then employment. After that, employment.
environment you are saying. Whether it is before this or after this. Data preparation and
Uh,
cleaning.
Data operation. After go down, man. Okay, go.
You said environment, right?
Yeah.
Are you saying
Empl-
environment?
no. Employment. Yeah. Just
So which employment is just see my screen and tell me where to stop.
okay. Go down one.
Huh. Which section?
Go down.
This, huh.
Down one.
This one?
It
This
is
one you're saying? Dev
there
type?
is an heading and employment. Yeah, that is.
So this is a field container information. So you should be reading. So this is about the data. This has nothing to do with any technical term of Python. This is a data
Okay.
column.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry.
So you should be reading it, right? You should have this information.
Yeah.
It clearly says that dev type field contains information about the roles held by respondents and all, right? So this is a data column, right? So this is
Okay.
something which is related to data. This is not related to Python.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, got it? Yeah. So as you can
Yes,
see here,
ma'am.
you would
Thank
have clearly see here ना यहाँ पर आप क्या कर रहे हो? यहाँ पे आप dev type column को call कर रहे हैं and then you are checking the value counts. So it is telling that how many people are developer, how many people are full stack developer, backend developer. So this has all this information.
you. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? No, then shall we move on to quiz? Everyone is ready. So now I hope everyone is able to unmute themselves. So I'm not gonna look at the screen. So I want answers clear and louder. Okay, so please unmute yourself and speak up. Okay, cool. So let's start with the quiz then. In that case, fine. So let me add this. Yep. So first question. Is Python case sensitive when dealing only identifiers? Yes, no, machine dependent, none of the mentioned. What is the right answer? I will read the question again. Is Python case sensitive when dealing only with identifiers? Yes or no?
Yes.
So, okay, Python is case sensitive, yes, but I'm asking is only with identifiers when it deals, then only it is case sensitive, or if it is dealing with any other variable or anything, that time it is not case sensitive, or it is always case sensitive.
Always case sensitive.
It is a
It's not.
always case. Sorry.
No, ma'am. Continue.
No, so I'm saying so it was kind of a trick question. So yes, Python is a case sensitive, but it is always a case sensitive. It is irrespective of if you are dealing with identifier, if we are dealing with variable, if you are dealing with function. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि अगर मैं functions में case sensitive नहीं होता ये. Function में if you defining let's say sum which is of small caps, can you call the same function with capital sum? Yes or no? Let's say you have defined a function with small letters sum. Can you call the same function with capital letter sum?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, right? It is always a case sensitive.
Case sensitive.
So the answer to is no. The Python is case sensitive, not only just dealing with identifiers, but all the time. Okay, cool. Which is the keyword is used for function in Python language?
Def function.
Def.
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 Yes. Yes, B is the right answer, def. Which of the following character is used to give single line comment in Python?
Hash.
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 Yes. Okay, I think it's easy one. I mean, I think I made quiz real easy. Okay, let's see. So Python supports the creation of anonymous functions at runtime using a construct called this. So what is the answer? How do you create anonymous functions?
Lambda.
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 Lambda. Yes. So with that lambda x you write. So it is anonymous function मतलब कुछ नाम नहीं होता इन functions का, right? Anonymous मतलब जिसका कोई नाम नहीं है, which has no name. So that's how you can create lambda functions and you just do a one line of operation. Okay, cool. Which of the following is true for variable names in Python? So read it carefully and answer me.
D.
Which is the following true for variable names?
D.
D. Underscore and ampersand are the only two variable character allowed. So
But
let's
not
go one by one.
any
No.
underscore.
No, right? You can use any other special characters also. Correct?
Yes.
Unlimited length. Can it have unlimited length?
No,
No.
it
No.
seems.
Are you sure? What is the limited length then? What is the maximum length it can have? I might have tell you that, right? When I told you that it is a limited length, then I should have told you the maximum size also, na?
Yeah. We forgot.
Maybe B is right option.
It's a unlimited length. Open that your, I think it was a fourth or fifth day series. So it's a unlimited length. You can have actually unlimited length. There is no such constraint. Okay. All private members must have leading and trailing underscore. No. It
No.
is not must have. It is should have. The best practice is you should have leading and especially not leading and trailing. It is just leading underscore. Okay, so the correct answer is unlimited length. Okay, so only this is the thing which is true. Fine. Which of the factorial function is a inbuilt function in Python? Sorry, not factorial function. Which of the following function is a inbuilt function?
Print?
It seems
Yes.
all.
Yes, okay.
But
Next,
why not
seed.
seed square root factorial?
Seed, yes. So what happened is seed and square root, this is not built-in function. This is
It's from
somebody has
library.
defined them. Seed आप दूसरी library से call करते हो, set.seed. Like I'll show you. If I run seed, do you think it will work? See, it says seed not defined. जबकि मैं print work run करूँ, sorry, I will run print, it will work. So that's what the difference between a built-in function. इसने print कर दिया, it did not give me error. Same thing square root. It gives error, right? Because these are not built-in function. This we call it from some other libraries. Okay? ये हम math library से call करते हैं. Clear? Built-in different built-in functions and library functions में difference क्या होता है? It's that. Okay, somebody else. See, for you it is a built-in function क्योंकि आपने वो library develop नहीं किया है. You have not developed that library, but somebody else has. Right? You are simply importing that library, but it doesn't mean that those are built-in functions. Okay, fine. Which of these is the definition of packages in Python? A set of main modules, a folder of Python modules, a number of files containing Python definitions and statements, a set of programs making use of Python modules. Which of them is true?
Ma'am, D. Ma'am,
A
D.
folder of Python modules, yes. Because if even if you check, you import a package, basically actually you install a package and then you go to your home library of Python where all the libraries are getting set, you will see a folder created to that. And that's why when you put dot, right, you put dot and you call other something and then you put dot, like sklearn say we imported pre-processing and then from there we were calling standard scalar. So actually आप जाके देखोगे तो sklearn folder के अंदर एक pre-processing वाला फाइल होगा और उसके अंदर एक function define होगा standard scalar, and that is what you are trying to call when you are doing from sklearn dot pre-processing import standard scalar. That's how it is going. Okay, so it's a folder of Python modules. Okay, good so far. Congratulations, guys. I'm actually feeling very happy now. You guys are able to answer most of the things correctly. Okay. Which one of the following is not a keyword in Python language? Pass आपने देखा है? Tell me one thing where we have used pass variable.
Pass. While defining some functions, we just pass.
Yes. How about eval?
Not sure about that.
Okay. How about assert? Did I tell you the function of assert?
Yes, we have used that.
Yes, ma'am.
Assert, right? And
Yeah.
even local and non-local.
We have used that.
Yes, we have used it when I was explaining you about global variables, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So the answer is eval. Eval is which is not a keyword in Python, but other else has. Okay, which of the function is a feature for Python docstring? So what is docstring? So which of them is true?
B.
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 Okay. Why A is wrong? It is should have a docstring, not must have a docstring, right? So understand the difference between a should and must.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so all the functions should have a docstring because you have defined that function, you know what it does. I don't know that what it does. Na? If you share that code with me, how will I know what that code is supposed to do? What is function is supposed to do? So that's where you write your multiple line of comments. We call it as docstring. The answer for this is all of the above is true. Okay, so your all the functions should have a doc string. Doc string can be accessed by this doc attributes on the objects, and it provides a convenient way of associating documentation with Python models. ये तो आपको come on, ये तो yes बोलना चाहिए ना. What was wrong? It all
Yes.
clearly tells na. It
Yes, ma'am.
provides a convenient way of associating documentation with Python modules, function classes, and methods. So all of them are true. Okay. Uh, 5 more questions left. What does the function re.match do?
A.
A. Okay. Let's see. Why not B?
I think for that we have to mention a position.
No.
No.
No. So I told you a difference between a search and a match.
Oh.
Can somebody tell me what is the difference between search and a match? Nobody knows search और match में क्या difference था? I
When
can
search
tell you
only
your
checks
answer
at
is
the
right.
start, no?
See, your
Search
answer
only
is
checks at the beginning. And match
sorry.
checks the whole.
There is so much background noise. Can you repeat again?
When search checks only at the start of at the beginning of the beginning of the string. And no, sorry, match checks at the beginning of the string while search checks further in the whole string.
Exactly. So that's what. So match A is true that it is at the start of the string because actually it is trying to match everything exactly. If everything is matching, then only it will give you answer. Whereas search is it can match a pattern at any position in the string. So you don't give any position as such. Okay. But you can define that at what all points you want to search, right? That you can do. Okay. Let's do this. So let's say if this is the sentence that we are humans, and if I give you this function that matched, rematch, and I'm trying to match all these things, then what do you think will be the answer? So I will try to solve this with you. Okay. So tell me one thing. What does this mean? What this dot mean? Acha. Anybody remember what this dot mean or what this multiplier mean? This symbol.
Match anything, anytime, any times
Yes.
of
So
occurrence.
this is match anything and anytime. 0 to 100 times. Well, anytime. Okay. How about this? This is again same thing, but what this question mark does? What this question mark does? Matching 0 or 1 time. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So अब इसमें what we are saying is, and why, what is the meaning of putting this parenthesis? These many groups we are creating. Okay. So we are creating 3 groups over here. Okay. So the first group is match anything, any letter match anything. So of course the first group is V. Okay. It will not match space. It is just letter. This dot is just letter or symbol. Okay. So it will match any dot, letter, symbol, and even number also. Just that it won't match space or a new line. So it will put one group, first group will be V, and this will be matching AR. Or let's try that out now. Instead of showing you all this, let's try. That is better. I will have to import RE. Okay, let's see. Matched. It has matched. See, it's completely matched. Okay, and if I see how many groups are there, So first group is this. First group is basically all. So first, when zero is all, first group is V, second group is R, and third group is humans. So it has matched everything. Okay, so the answer was, if I give groups, what will it give? We are humans. So this is giving you a list of all three groups. So your answer will be what? First one. So it is giving you list of all three groups if you do matched dot groups. Okay, clear this one?
Yeah,
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, which of the following creates a pattern object? इनमें से क्या यूज किया है आपने पैटर्न डिफाइन करने के लिए? री डॉट क्रिएट यूज किया है क्या? Have I ever told you re dot create?
Yeah. Can't remember.
Yes, what it does then? अच्छा, री डॉट कंपाइल यूज किया है?
Yes.
Why? Where did you use? We used to define pattern within this re dot compile, right? And that it will create an object, and then that object I will simply use match or search, and I'll pass my string, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So the answer is re dot compile. We have never used create, regex, or reassemble. There is nothing like this. Okay. So the answer is C. Now, which of the following function result in case insensitive matching? So I have shown this. I mean, I have told you all this. Case insensitivity करने के लिए what you give? re dot I u a x what? Okay, it is re dot I. That means that re dot ignore case. Full form is ignore case. Okay, so typically we do re equal to I, re dot I equal to true. That is ignore case equal to true. Okay. Now what will be the
Yes,
answer of
ma'am.
this? Yeah, what will be the answer of this? So round this particular these many digits, comma
4.6.
2,
What?
6.
4.6.
4.6. What
No,
does
no,
it
no,
mean?
no.
No, no, 4.57.
4.57. See.
Acha, let me clarify your confusion.
Okay.
So you already know your answers. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is last one. What will be the output of this Python code? I hope this is visible.
Ma'am, will you zoom it? That
Okay,
15th part.
is it better now?
Yeah.
Hmm. Take your time. This is the last question.
B, I guess.
It's a
B,
B,
ma'am.
ma'am.
P.
B.
Okay, let's do this, na? You want to do? Let's do
Yes.
this. So I have defined x, a, b, c, d. Then I'm doing for I in x, I dot upper. Correct? That's what I've done, right? Yes. And then printing I'm doing after for loop.
Oh,
What was the problem? Why did you?
the print function was defined not in the for block but outside the for block.
No, let me define within the for block also. Then
Why?
You are converting it, but are you saving it?
No, ma'am.
No, 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 no,
No.
no.
No, ma'am.
These are the common mistake which people do. They say कि मैम हमने convert कर दिया and then I don't know why it is not getting converted. Because आपने save नहीं किया है. How Python knows that you have just done it for testing purposes or really want to save it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
If we want to save this, ma'am, then what should we need to do then? I mean,
You
We
can
have to
simply
just
just
write
define a new
exit.
list
and win.
and just do z dot append. Okay? And let's see, na? Let's you see?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Got it.
Got it?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
How will x equals to I dot upper?
Sorry?
X equals to I dot upper. Would
X
that make
equal
any
to I
change?
dot upper. No, na, because you are see, never ever use save the same variable on which you are iterating.
Okay.
So let me show you. You that's what you are saying, right? You are saying x dot I upper. You might fall into a never ending loop. I don't know what it has done. Let's see. So it has just saved this. Okay. So it has not never ending loop, but you lost AB. Because what it does is first is run AB, then it saved AB, but then again you run another loop, right? Then you overwritten the same thing. You are not actually storing. So whatever is the last value that you will get. तो never ever always make it a thumb rule. जिस भी आप variable पे loop लगा रहे हो, like in this case we are putting a loop in x, right? Never ever
Yeah.
rewrite that variable within the loop. Clear?
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Because you have rewritten this loop. So it will be one thing. I don't know because you might end up in never ending loop as well. Okay. Always create a new list or a new variable and that's where you try to append. क्लियर अगर मैं यहाँ पे पता है x डॉट
Yes,
अपेंड कर
ma'am.
देती आई माइट फॉल इनटू यू मे थिंक कि मैं वापस से x अपेंड कर लेती हूँ एंड आई विल नॉट you know create a new list. You want to see what you will get? See, it's a never ending loop. It will not stop. I will have to kill it now. Okay, so never always make this a thumb rule. Never ever use anything which is over on which you are iterating. Never rewrite or overwrite that. Okay, fine, no
Yeah.
problem. I'll do this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. ठीक है, I am done from my side. Now I have again given you some more time. Uh, if you want to ask any further questions, you can do that. Okay, otherwise I will hand it over to ExcelR team and they will take it over. No questions? Ah, cool, good. Then it was a very nice experience for me. It was great learning with you guys. Okay, I hope this session, this 15-day session might have been useful for you. I might have inspired you to learn in data analytics or a data science domain, right? I hope I might have made things much clearer to you and much simpler to you guys. Okay, and if you think I have added some value, so please spend some time and give your recommendation or feedback, whatever it is on my LinkedIn profile. I have already shared. I'll just shared one more last time. And yeah, I mean, thank you so much, guys, for all your time and patience. And yep, over to you, Amar or Bharat, if you want to add something. I will post the link in some time.
Thank you very much, madam.
Leela ma'am, you can go ahead.
Right. Thank you, Neha.
Yep.
Hi
Yep.
team, I'm
Thank you.
Leela from ExcelR EDL Trainings. So firstly, I'd like to thank from bottom of my heart to Neha Gupta for taking this training and inspiring our students. Thank you so much, Neha, for your support.
Yep.
And
You're welcome, Leela.
I'd like to congratulate you each and everyone who are there in the session and also being part of this participation course, which is our 42 hours Python for data science from ExcelR Everyday Learning Initiative programs. So I'd like to thank each and everyone for being there in this program and get benefited from this. And team, as we already informed you, you can access our dashboard anytime. You can go through the recording videos which we already uploaded in your dashboard. And today, by the end of the day, we will be posting you few more assignments. We already have uploaded those assignments for your practice. You may go through that materials and you can download them and you can practice. And within 1 week, we will be sending you the solutions. Okay. So yeah, team, we hope that you have been benefited for this Python for data science course. And I believe our mentor has covered all these topics like introduction to Python programming. And the second thing is data analysis using NumPy and Pandas, data wrangling, data visualization, and web scraping. So I hope you have a clear idea on these topics. And team, as we already promised you, we will be sending your participation certificates within 1 week to your registered mail IDs. Okay. In case of any response from our end, you may drop an email to edl@excelr.com. Our team is going to assist you on the same. Okay. So, yeah. And we have one more good news for you that we are going to start another program in this June month, and we will be intimating you and to your MOU coordinators from your college. So, team, the next program is on cloud fundamentals. We believe that would help you in your BTech, in your college curriculum as well. So, we are going to cover Azure, AWS, and GCP, Google Cloud Process. Okay, so we are going to cover all these topics in the cloud fundamentals. So we would encourage you to join the same and get benefited from the TDL program as well. And we will be sending you the registration link soon. So register yourself for the program and we will give you the LMS access manually and you will be joining from it directly. Okay. So I have a question in the chat window that how to submit assignments. So Sanjana, in order to submit any assignments, we have uploaded the materials over there. So go through that assignments, practice by yourself, and within 1 week we will be sending you the solutions and cross verify your answers with that solutions providing to you. Okay. Sorry, Nitesh, for the inconvenience caused to you. Our team will reach out to you. Okay. And yes, Fatima, we will be sending you the registration link for other free courses as well. And we will be coordinating with your MOU coordinators from your college. Okay. Yeah, we do send you the registration link to your registered mail ID. You can register yourself and do follow our LinkedIn profile where we will be sending you the registration form. Where we will be posting our registration form for the upcoming programs, and also we do post them in the social media of ExcelR channels. Okay. Priyanka, I hope you got clarification on it, right? We do send you the registration link. Yeah. Yeah. And our team Amar has already posted the upcoming program information in the chat window. You go through that. Okay, so be prepared for the next program. And we have a motto like to upskill your knowledge. So team, can you please go on mute who are not speaking? Yeah. Can you please help me with the data science program? Priyanka, would you don't mind? Can you please drop an email to edl@excelr.com? We will help you on the same. Amar, can you please share EDL's mail ID in the chat window?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Team, do remember those who have got 60% of participation in this program will be getting the certificates within next week. Okay, so and we have provided our EDL team contact number and mail ID in the chat window. If you have any further questions or queries, if you want to connect with us, do drop an email to us to the same email ID. Okay, so team, I'm declaring again that our next program is Cloud Fundamentals. Stay tuned and be connected with us for the upcoming courses from ExcelR. Okay, so and again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being active participant to this program. And we wish you happy learning with ExcelR solutions and hope to see you in the next program. Thank you, team. Yeah, thank you so much. Amar,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want to add anything?
No, anything. If anybody have any valuable feedback, then please post in chat box. If you want any suggestion for us, then please chat.
Yeah, team, if you are interested to share any feedback kind of things, please do send us in the chat window or else to the email that is edl@excelr.com. Yes, Priyanka, I will be sharing with you. Just give me one moment. team, thanks again for your active participation in this program. We hope to see you in the next upcoming program. Thank you, team.